it's Melissa. In this video, we are going to get the Epson F1070 all set up from start to finish. So I already did an unboxing, explained everything that came in the box and all of the dimensions, the weight and everything like that. This video, we are going to get set up. So we have to install the inks, we have to do some things inside the printer, we need to get the software set up and get that all initiated, and we need to probably establish like the network connections and different things like that. So let's get started. Okay, so before we do anything, we need to open up the printer, and there's just a couple of things that we need to ensure in here. So first of all, you want to make sure that this is not loose. All right, so just press that down to make sure that the wiper hasn't moved at all. Okay, then the other thing that we want to do is deal with this and these two blue things. Remember we talked about how these wouldn't come out? Okay, so what this here is telling you is actually that you need to use the hex screwdriver, Allen wrench, and we need to, there's some hex screws down here that you can't see unless you're looking over the top, and that is going to loosen and those will pull out. So the reason that this is here is just for shipping, to protect this so that it's not clanking around while it's shipping, and that's essentially what this is telling you. Okay, so first thing, here is the hex screwdriver. It is small, and I'm going to show you exactly where those screws are back here. Oh, that's not good. Okay, I'm going to be really honest with you. That Allen wrench went down here, and then underneath. It's like in this area. I can't get it. So fortunately I have this, and I was able to, you have to completely remove the screw. Please be careful. And then look at this. Oh, well, I didn't expect it was going to be like that. Okay, we don't need to replace the screws, but it does suggest that you hold on to them and keep them. So I'm just going to place them to the side for right now. And then I will repeat the same thing over here. This time with the camera on a tripod, so I can use two hands and not have to worry about potentially dropping another piece. Okay, the next thing that we need to do is remove this piece, which it literally is just telling you that this printer has been tested and it's printing fine. Okay, so that's that. All right, then we need to power it on. Plug it in and power it on. We're going to take the power cord that came with the printer, and it goes into the power supply on the right side. Okay, so just gonna plug that in. Got that plugged in. And then we are ready to power it on the screen at the top. There's a little piece of film here that I'm gonna remove. Now, my guess is, knowing Epson, it's going to guide us through this exact setup. Oh, does an Allen wrench count? Telling us that now it's time to install the ink. And it's telling us exactly where the ink goes on the unit. So the ink cartridges go in that front left side. So let's go over there. And it also has a video here on how exactly to install it. Okay, so it's literally going to tell us. This is why Epson is so user-friendly, because it walks you through like you're a fifth grader, which when you're setting something up like this, I actually don't mind. Okay, so here's the ink, where the ink's gonna go. White, clear, black, yellow, magenta, cyan, and another. Remove all of the ink trays. That is what the carriage is telling me. I'm going to keep them in order on the top of the printer. I don't know if it matters. I think they're all the same, but I'm just going to do that so that I'm sure. Okay, now the screen tells me don't touch the sections shown in the image. Let me show you the image. Next, install the ink supply unit in the tray. All right, do you see how it's doing that? All right, so let's do that. So these are the parts it's telling us not to touch. Remember when we saw the screen? It's saying don't touch this or that. The color label needs to be facing up. All right, I'm gonna put this in, and then it's telling me not to touch those parts, so I don't wanna touch it. Okay, it sits right in there like that. You see that? And then it says you have to shake the whole thing 50 times. So we'll be here a bit to do all of these. Oh, 50 times for white and 20 for the rest. And don't shake the maintenance liquid or cleaning. All right, let's get them all going. Now we need to shake them all. So, what's it say? Maintenance. Oh, don't shake maintenance. Okay, or cleaning. All right, blue and pink, or I should say cyan and magenta, yellow and black. Okay, now it says to place them all back into their tray. So we've got white, which go up top, and then we've got black. And now it says close the cover. Okay, my guess is that now it's going to charge the inks. Let's see what the screen says. Now the screen is now saying don't open the cover or turn the power off until it's complete. It's going to take 36 minutes. 36 minutes. So we're not going to watch this for 36 minutes. Okay, the ink charging is done, as the screen says. And now it says to wear a glove to avoid getting ink on your hands. I need to remove the ink charging unit. So remember the maintenance kit here, and it came with gloves. So I'm just going to grab one of those. Let's see what we need to do. I'm going to click start. I'm sure it will walk me through. I'm actually going to refer to the instruction pamphlet, which you can see here says after charging the ink, use a glove to remove the unit. So let's see exactly what's happening. So this looks like the piece that just moved forward. This was further back before. It's clearly giving us access to something that's back here. I think it's this. Yeah, it's this. Okay, you have to squeeze that to remove it. Okay, close the print head, close the print cover. Okay. And then we're going to press OK. You see this is moving back. The screen may tell you that the ink is low. You can continue printing until you need to replace. Now the one specifically that it's telling me is low is white. That is very normal, but the machine comes with 2 whites. So we've got another white here. I'm not going to replace it yet because we don't need to do that necessarily. So that's it. The Epson F1070 is now set up. So the large majority of that is actually hands off. You do have to do a couple of things. You do need to be a little careful so you don't drop the Allen wrench like I did. But now we are ready to print. So the next videos that I will have for you are going to be on how to print your first DTF, how to print your first DTG, how to use Garment Creator. If you haven't already installed it, I do have another video on that. It works the same way as with the F2100 and the F2270. It's Garment Creator 2, so you'll want to use that. PC and Mac compatible. I am a Mac girl, so you will be seeing me on my Mac. All right, guys, if you are interested in an Epson F1070, this home-based, it doesn't have to be in a home. I've got mine in my studio, but it is specifically designed with the enclosure for safety, also the desktop size so that it can fit in a home studio or office. It's not as open or as large as the F2270. It's also not nearly as expensive. So if you're a home-based business or a small shop that is looking to add DTF and DTG, you want something that's really versatile, this is a really, really good one to look at. All right, guys, all of the information, including links on where to get the Epson F1070, including the best bundles, where to get support for it. I do offer one-on-one help. and same day support if you're looking for that as well. It's all through Silhouette U, and everything is in the description below.